Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to my studio tour. We are now in the Nethervoice studio, at least outside. As you probably have seen, it's in an old barn that we have converted. About 3/4 is mine. It's all mine, my studio, and the rest is just storage space. And we have some stuff waiting to go to Goodwill. And upstairs is a lot of storage space as well, which is always handy. But you go inside through an outside door, which we used, which outside doors are usually more solid and strong, and they keep the sound out much better. Also here, a little, don't know what it is, kind of rubberized material to keep the sound out. Instead of buying a very expensive and fancy recording sound, I just got this for a couple of bucks from Amazon. It works well. You know, I always wanted to have kind of an old-fashioned carpet, kind of a Berber carpet like they have in old recording studios. Found this one. It comes pre-treated, pre-faded already, like the old jeans that you can get pre-faded, and it rests on felt, which is a nice sound absorbent material. It's also nice and soft under your feet and warm in the winter. And on top of a plywood layer here, a plywood frame, and underneath this frame are lots of layers of rock wool. The whole space is insulated with rock wool. There's about 14 inches of rock wool between one wall and the other, and also up here, 14 inches of rock wool there to keep this space nice and warm in the winter, because the winters in Vermont, boy, do they get cold. Well, there you have it. My book, so proud of that. This is my creative space. It's like I do more than record voiceovers, right? I'm a content creator, and this is where my creative juices are flowing. So I had to have my keyboard in here. I love to improvise. I'm not very good at playing sheet music, but I love to just think about tunes and they come out of my hands. I don't know how I do it, but it helps sometimes getting my frustrations out and my anger out and all kinds of emotions that I sometimes feel. And you know, for a while I wanted to become a professional musician, and that didn't work out for many reasons. But I've always kept music as a very important hobby and creative outlet. So glad to have my keyboard here. That's my desk. We'll talk about that later. And I'll pan around the room a little bit and show you what looks like a shelf unit. And it is a shelf unit, but it's also what they call a lorry bed. Lorry bed is a bed that flips out, rests on here. The mattress is inside. So this is a guest bed, but I also sleep here sometimes because it's so nice and quiet. So this is a great solution, a space saver, and I think it looks nice because it fits in with the whole plywood theme. I call this studio the box because it's basically a plywood box. Now, does wood reflect sound? Or does it absorb sound? Well, I found out that this wood, this simple plywood, actually absorbs sound more than I thought it would. And together with the acoustic panels that I have, I've treated this room and it pretty much sounds dry, and I like that. These panels, by the way, are from GIK Acoustics. And I got a few more here. This big one here is a bass trap, that one. This one is portable. They call it a gobo, and I can put that behind my back if I want to. But I think I've treated it nicely, and it doesn't really need any more sound absorption apart from this panel here on the wall as well. So I got 3 of those panels. One big one over here and then another one. And then, of course, we have this foam on the wall. A lot of people have commented on the foam and wanted to know where you could buy it. Well, I'm sorry to tell you that the company that is making it or used to make it is called Next Acoustics, and I couldn't find them online anymore. Next Acoustics was kind of an offspring from Auralex. 2 guys that used to work for Auralex started their own company, and when they came out with these panels, I just had to have them because I love the crazy patterns, you see. It's just so fun. You can imagine little creatures running around in this maze trying to get to the other end of whatever it is. They've been with me for most of my professional life and they work really well. All right. Well, this is my spot where I sit and do my job as a voiceover. Let's sit down and take a look at the equipment that I use. I try to apply a minimalist philosophy, like less is more. So I got rid of a whole lot of pieces of equipment that I barely ever used, and got stuck with the things that I really liked. So these, well, let's start with the iMac here. It's a 2017 iMac. It's still going strong. I bought it secondhand for less than $1,000. And what I like is that you can turn it around because it's on a turntable. It's called a Rain turntable. Rain is the brand, hence the raindrop here. And now you can go to the back. Of course, you see all the connection there in the back that are sometimes hard to reach. But what I love of the iMac is there's a little door in here. And when you open the door, you can actually change the RAM, the memory inside. So, as you know, Apple charges an exorbitant amount for their memory, and you can buy it much cheaper. But it's hard for modern Apple computers to open them up and put new RAM in. So what I did was got this old iMac and bought a lot of RAM and put it in. It's super easy. Anyone can do it. You don't have to be an IT manager to open up the computer and change the RAM, and it works beautifully. So that's it. That's the heart of my studio. It's right in front of me, as well as the windows. And some people might wonder, well, doesn't the window and the computer screen reflect sound? I've never heard anyone complain and said, Paul, get rid of that screen in front of you because we don't like the way it sounds. Nope, no problem. And the computer, let's listen, is quiet, so silent. You've got the window open. I can close the window if you like. It doesn't really matter, but I can use this as a way to show you the view, which is one of the main selling points of this studio. This is what I get to look at every single day. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? I see deer here. I see there are bears in the neighborhood, although I've never seen a bear. I've seen a fox, barn owl, chipmunks, squirrels, wild turkeys. All of them are here. And here's the view from the other side as well. There you go. It's double glazed. You don't hear any sound from outside coming in, so it's perfect. It can get very light because there's a lot of sun, so I got these blinds that go down and they filter the light, and you can still see outside a little bit, but they have this nice and warm light filtering property. Here's my studio monitor. These are the PreSonus Ares 3.5. I used to have the Ares 5, and they were really too big. It was overkill, and I think these things just really work remarkably well. And let's find out if you can hear myself here. While innovating to improve your entire R&D pathway, we see a way to help you deliver novel, high-value therapies faster than ever before to the benefit. Yeah, I think the sound level is just what I need. Not more, not less, and it works well. And they don't take up a lot of space, but do notice that they're on little platforms there, so that the sound is more directional toward my ears. And I love that little detail. Now here's the main event. That's the microphone that I use every single day. And this is the Sennheiser MKH8060. As you can see, it's a shotgun microphone. It's shorter than the 416 you may be familiar with. It's newer as well. This is supposed to be the successor of the 416. And if you want to know why I chose this microphone and what my review is, just go to nethervoice.com, find the blog where I write about this beautiful microphone. It's just an amazing piece of equipment, and it rests in a Rycote shock mount right here, and this is a K&M Koenig & Maya boom arm. And I like that the springs are hidden inside. You don't hear them either, because some of the cheaper boom arms, the springs are outside and they start to resonate sometimes with certain frequencies, and you can hear that in your recording. So this is hidden. I don't hear them resonate, and it's super quiet, easy to move. Perfect piece of equipment. I got a spotlight here if I need to, but everything is pretty much wireless. Got a wireless keyboard here, a wireless mouse with my beautiful trackball, which makes for easy editing. And then we have a little armrest. That's also good because I don't want to give a repetitive strain injury, which is easy to get when you spend so much time behind a desk. This desk, by the way, is designed by someone in Poland and made in Poland. You put it together without screws. It's like origami. They all fit neatly into each other. It's just a nice, simple piece of wood, and that's all I need. I also like the monitor stand, by the way, which has my signature color, orange, as you know. If you've seen me walk around at the VO Atlanta, notice that I wear a lot of orange. And orange is the Dutch national color, so of course this has to be orange as well. And one day I'll get myself an orange microphone. Not that they make them, but who knows. If you're listening, Sennheiser, give me an orange microphone and I'll be forever in your debt. All right, because of the wildlife, I always have my camera here. It has 600 times zoom, so I can get up and really close. And they don't know that I'm here, because this is kind of an observatory for wildlife. They don't know I'm here, so they can go about their day and be unaware that I'm taping them. These are my AirPods Pro, the wonderful Apple headphones that are also so good for what do they call it? Spatial audio. Spatial audio is amazing. It's like Dolby Atmos, but for Apple Music, and they're fantastic. So I use these headphones to listen to music, and I use these headphones, the Biodynamics right here, the Biodynamics DT880, for my editing purposes. Nice and fluffy. I always say it's like a teddy bear hugging your ears. Then we haven't talked about my preamp yet. This is the SSL2 Plus. 2 Plus because you can plug in 2 pairs of headphones. Super easy. It works. Nice and clean audio. And it's even got a special 4K button. If you want to know what the 4K button does, read my review on nethervoice.com of the SSL2 Plus solid state logic audio interface. Love it. Then you may be surprised that I have a channel strip here, the DBX286S. Why would I record with all the effects so that you bake them into the recording and cannot undo them afterwards? Well, I don't really record with this thing. I barely use it. It's for those clients that really want me to use some compression, and I do have some clients that want me to record with compression, and I can send them a sample using this one here, and they can approve it or not, and then they'll have a recording with compression. It has a de-esser in it as well, and a high-pass filter. But like I said, I barely need it. But if I want to, sometimes I switch it on for live recordings, where you cannot go back and add a filter or anything after the fact. For live recordings, I may plug it in, but it's something that doesn't get a lot of use. Well, a couple of other things maybe. As you see, it's wireless, but all the wires are stored here. I put them away in a nice box, and you can barely see them. Here's a little switch that when I flip this on, everything switches on or it switches off, so it's all centralized. Super easy, because I sit for so long in the stretches of time. I have this Herman Miller, I think it's a sail chair. It's one of their cheaper models, but super comfy, and I love the back. Isn't it gorgeous? I think it looks very futuristic, but it's very good for someone who has a very weak lower back. It's perfect. And let's show you my wall art if you want. Look at this little guy here. That's my dad holding on to me. It's very cold in the North Sea in Holland. There's my Renai heater that keeps me nice and warm in the cold Vermont winters. Here's a picture of my beautiful wife as she was watching the 4th of July fireworks during a concert that she was at. And I just love to blow this shot up and put it on the wall, because she's always with me. She's the most wonderful person and the most amazing person. This is my cabinet of family members. My father, my mother, my sister, my daughter, my wife. Everybody who means a lot to me is here, represented. There's a bass trap on top of that too, by the way. And my daughter made this little thing here, also sound absorbing, with a big heart in it. And it just makes me feel at home. Now here's my little platform that I put my stand on that holds my mobile phone when I record my videos for you guys. So I use that. Then there's another picture of me. This is in the time where I used to study musicology in the Netherlands, and I was part of a student band. This is where we played the musical A Chorus Line. This is me on cornet, and this is my best friend Casper here on saxophone. We're still in touch after so many years, and look, here is the cornet. I don't play it anymore, but I can't part with it. It's just too important. And this is what's left of my extensive microphone collection. They were all collecting dust, and I sold them because I wanted other people to use them rather than me looking at them and not doing anything with them. This old rocket ship here, that's an old Philips microphone. This is a Paulson microphone. It's a USB one, but Paulson is the brand of B&H. Then here's a Chinese microphone that I merely bought because it looks so fun, and I took some publicity shots with it. And this is my copy of the U87. It's as fake can be, but a very good fake, because look at that. I don't know if you can see, but there's even the Neumann logo. I don't know how the guy gets away with it, but I dropped it during the move and it broke immediately. And I have no incentive to repair it because I'm not using it. My library, well, what's left of it, because most of my books are in my computer, but these are my books on psychology and voiceovers. And, well, I think that concludes the tour, because this is the end. You've seen it, and if you're ever in the Northeast Kingdom of Vermont, we're about 5 miles from the Canadian border. You're more than welcome to say hi. In fact, I would be offended if you didn't, because you're so close. Why not stop by and say hi to me and look at the studio yourself. If you have any questions about the equipment and my choices, don't hesitate. The comment section is below, as you know, whether you're on Facebook or Instagram or on nethervoice.com. You can always get in touch with me, and I'd be happy to answer your questions. And let me leave you with the view that I have every single day when I go to work. It's one of the best features of the studio barn, other than the quietude that I have. It's immediately relaxing, and it brings me in a good mood, and this is the place where I love to be. Well, thank you. This was about 15 minutes, 60 minutes already. You've been very patient with me, and I really appreciate you watching this till the very end. Have a good day, and I'll see you soon. Bye.